Okay, folks. So as you know, my husband, it's his hobby to film, and so he's like, "Oh, Dolly, why don't you put on makeup, put on mascara, different things." And of course, I'm like, "Okay, I'll do it." Um, but to work on a car, you don't really get all gussied up too much. But at any rate, Jim said, "Get some mascara, get some more mascara." So here's my mascara. So I'm underneath the transmission pan and it's a mirror. So Chip says, "Do you need a mirror?" I'm like, "Nope." Nope, I'm putting it on. And so anyway, just a silly, funny thing. But one of the reasons why I told you about the shift ratchet thing is because underneath from the shift tower that's in the car, there's this red cord right up here. And
yeah, the cable.
The cable is inside this little housing, okay?
Yeah, the red sheathing, yeah.
And so, and then basically you need something strong to attach it to. So this is made for this oil pan, along with the bolts and spacers, and you have to have spacers.
Oh yeah, the cable bracket we had to install right there.
Right.
Big, yeah.
And the important thing about that is that right on this cable, there's two nuts, okay, and there's a lot of thread right here, and it's just so that the cable is kind of adjusted right. Now, you might not think that that's a big deal, but it kind of is, because you need to go from the shift tower down here, and it has to be somewhat straight for the cable to come up here and to attach to basically the swivel, which is the swivel nut right here.
Oh yeah.
Now this swivel nut is attached to the shift lever that's on the transmission.
Right.
And there's also some threaded things here, and basically this little swivel has to go in and out in every gear position, and it should move freely in and out. And
we did it quite a few times. I know it's in the instructions from the manufacturer. And at first I looked at it and I wasn't thinking too much about it. Like, well, we don't really need to do that, but they kept mentioning it. So
what we did was, in every gear that's up top, and then we found out during that time what's ratcheted and what's straight gate. So, unlike the lower gears, you can't move into the lower gears if that thing's pulled up. Whereas you have to pull it up.
You talk about the reverse lockout, which
Yeah.
you put your fingers in. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, last night we tuned it to where in here the swivel, in whatever position it is, without the cotter pin, it can slide in and out, and
easily, yeah.
Easily, and that's important, because these nuts right here and these nuts right here have to be in the right position, pretty much in every gear.
Yeah, and one thing we noticed was that we had to do it quite a few. She was up top, running through the selector. The Hurst shifter, and I was taking the swivel in and out like it says in the instructions, to make sure it like it says moves easily in and out of the hole in each position, like first, second, third, and then park and neutral.
And sometimes with the swivel, you would have to move it out one or out back two or something like that. It was kind of kind of a game like that. But
well, see, the thing is if you notice, the swivel is right sort of in the middle of the threaded area, so it threads, so you could thread it out or thread it back in. So I noticed that as we kept checking it, all of a sudden I need to thread it like backwards one or two threads, or forwards a thread.
Yeah.
And it slowly, after a while, finally you get it to where
it's in a good position.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not, Well, it's somewhat precise. So
Yeah.
it's somewhat. You have to actually have it because otherwise, your shift cable can bind and break and things like that. And so we've got it now in every position. And you know, it is easier to shift now up there. So that's been
Yeah.
a
In fact,
good
maybe
thing.
you could probably demonstrate that right now.
All right. Okay, so now I know underneath I explained it. I hope everybody got it kind of clear because it takes a certain amount of finesse down there. But and I just wanted to show you the plate here. Of course, right now it's in the park position, and what I'm saying here is that this is the reverse lockout where you lift it up and see there's reverse, neutral, and then there's drive, and I don't have to lift this up, and second, first. See how nice that was? That's pretty easy. And then now from drive I can go straight up to park, and it's relatively easy. And this is where each of the little
Oh,
things
by
are.
the way, would you just explain for anybody that's maybe somebody that doesn't really know that the trim isn't on yet? That's why all that stuff's hanging there, like the trim plate and everything.
Yeah, basically what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to put this in here, and it has to be scribed. So basically we have to put it on top of the hump and then put see what we can do so that it'll match up with this down here. And then of course this sits on top of here, and that little guy over there covers all of that.
Oh
And
yeah,
then,
the
of course,
boot. Yeah, that's the rubber boots over there. Right.
and of course we're gonna have to we just have this on very easily, lightly, so that we can so I can move it, so
Right.
and basically these are the backup light switch, so when we actually hook that up, it'll when we back up,
Yeah,
the
that's
lights will
that's
turn
the
on.
next spot. The last thing we got to do right now is do the wiring to the